We have had the APEC summit, and one of the highlights of the APEC summit was the meeting between President Xi Jinping and President Trump, which was very productive and which had a good outcome. It seems that you have been advising the West that the West should learn to live with a rising China. It seems that President Trump has followed your advice. So what's your take on the summit outcome, the meeting between President Xi and President Trump?
So to me, that meeting showed the importance of having face-to-face meetings. And as you know, in the case of this meeting that just took place between President Xi Jinping and President Donald Trump, this was the first time that they were meeting since President Donald Trump took office a second time. And as you know, it's taking place against a larger backdrop where there is obviously a major geopolitical contest going on between the United States and China. And that's what my book, As China Won, is about. And against the backdrop of this contest, against the backdrop of the rather painful tariffs that the Trump administration has put on China and other sanctions that they have put on China, this meeting could have turned out very badly. But amazingly, it turned out very well. And I think it was a great relief, not just for the United States and China. It was a great relief for the whole world that you've seen at least a temporary stabilization of the US-China relationship. Because if things go wrong between these two countries, and when they start imposing tariffs and sanctions, lots of other countries get caught in the crossfire. So when the crossfire stops, it's good for the other countries in the world. And I would say both President Donald Trump and President Xi showed great statesmanship in this meeting, and they realized that the world was looking to them to come up with an agreement to have at least a temporary truce in all the measures taken against each other.
So do you foresee the future trajectory of China-US relations embarked on a constructive engagement, or perhaps it will still have that competitive edge?
The fact that the United States is trying to push down China is something you can expect. This is what history teaches us happens. But nonetheless, even though this contest is inevitable, you can still impose guardrails on this contest to make sure that the contest and competition continues within certain boundaries and doesn't go out of bounds. So that, I think, is what we should hope for. The contest will definitely continue, but both sides should continue talking to each other face to face as often as possible, and then hopefully ensure that this competition remains within certain limits and bounds and not disrupt the rest of the world.